Well, hey, it's John Pugliano coming to you from Vegas at the casino floor. I'm at the blackjack table. Now, am I here to gamble in a game where the odds are rigged against me so that I lose the majority of the time? Absolutely not. We know the game is rigged in favor of the casino. That's the way this system's set up. I'm here in Vegas, though, to make some observations about the economy. Also, this is a great analogy to explain that, the economy, there are odds against you if you don't know how to play the game. A lot of people complain about the Federal Reserve and other elements that run the economy. Well, remember, it's just like the casino. Learn to play the game. Hey, speaking of playing the game, where's the slot for the nickels and where's the handle? Well, hey, it's too noisy here, too many distractions. Let's go back to my hotel room and let's talk about the economy. Well, it's certainly quieter up here than it is down in the casino, and that's exactly the way I like it. Hey, let me tell you what I'm seeing here in Vegas. The bottom line is that from an economic standpoint, there is absolutely no sign of a recession or any type of a business slowdown here in Vegas. The casinos, the restaurants, the shows, they're all full. Mrs. Pugliano even dragged me to a Donny Osmond concert last night, and I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of the guy, but for a 64-year-old, he can certainly still sing and dance. We were nearly right up front and got that close to the stage by accident because I'm too cheap to spend that much on tickets, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Again, bottom line though, despite the media narrative and all the bad things you hear about bank failures and slowing of the economy and recessions, you're not seeing that here in Vegas. The hotel that I'm staying at, this area here, 2 hotel complex, is 5-star hotel, 7,000 rooms. I asked them when I checked in, they told me this weekend they're at over 99% occupancy. People are here spending a lot of money, and it's both tourists as well as business travelers. I would say there is a much higher percentage of business travelers. In a separate video, I'm going to address that part about opportunities within business travelers and business investments, because I think that's definitely a point that's been overlooked. And although inflation is obviously rampant, prices here are skyrocketing, they're out of sight. I think in a lot of cases they're totally irrational, but nonetheless, people are spending freely, and no one seems to care, again, about bank failures, and they're certainly not worried about being able to take their money out of ATMs. I bring all this up because I think Vegas is a good microcosm of the overall economy, and let me make an analogy to what I'm seeing here in Vegas and the stock market. Because right now, if you're watching the stock market, you'll see that, again, despite the negative media narratives, despite all the concerns just a couple weeks ago about possible bank failures, what are you seeing in the stock market? S&P 500 is solidly now above its 200-day moving average, and it's even been able to capture and stay above its 50-day moving average. Now, that's quite impressive. I think there's a lot of market dynamics for that. And hey, don't get me wrong. I'm about as cynically pessimistic as the next guy. I'm about 90% in cash. My concern, though, is not about a collapse of the economy. I just think that valuations and specifically corporate profits are estimated to be way too high. So I want to see what happens as first quarter earnings come out and as companies make their estimates as to where they're going to be and how they're going to finish up the year, because I think they're coming a lot lower. If they do, that means stock prices come down. That's when I want to buy at a lower price. But I digress. More about that in full audio versions of the Wealthsteading podcast. Hey, back to the casino, and let's just do a little analogy. Let's say you get up in the morning, you get in the elevator, you head down to the casino floor, and as you exit and get out of the elevator, what do you see? Well, there's a small Starbucks kiosk there, and you decide, hey, you're gonna have your morning cup of coffee. Well, guess what? You and a whole bunch of other people thought the same thing. Look at this line, okay? These are people that are standing in a very long, slow-moving line, and yet they're happy to spend, north of $7 on a cup of coffee. But you know what? If you were aware of this situation, you would know that just by walking, a little bit farther around the corner, not even on the other side of the casino, but just on the next little breezeway over, that there is a much larger Starbucks there. And not only is it larger and it's faster moving in the lines, but look at this. At the exact same time in the morning, there's virtually no one here. Everybody is over at the easy spot where you first get off the elevator. Well, how does that relate to the stock market? It has everything to do with the stock market. It's all about human nature, fear and greed. People are going to take the path of least resistance. People are going to follow the media narrative. They're going to have a herd mentality. They're going to see everybody around them doing something they think that's right for them. But if you're aware of your situation and you're aware of the environment around you, then you can arbitrage the different values that occur in time and space. It happens, coming off the elevator in the casino, just like it happens in the stock market. So the point is not to get caught up in the emotions that everyone else is caught up in, but have a definite plan, observe what's realistically going on around you, and then be prepared to take advantage of the situation. Now, again, I have concerns about the stock market. I realize that during this Fed tightening cycle, we are in what I'm calling a controlled burn of the economy. I expect it to slow down. I expect there to be bank failures. It's likely to have black swan events occur as the Fed tightens and pulls liquidity out of the system. But in no way am I worried about those from a long-term perspective. I see them all as opportunities. And so if you agree with that philosophy, then be patient, sit tight. I think we're going to get better buying opportunities, possibly in the near future.